afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for our webinar on email archiving. My name is Jennifer. I'm an account manager here at Cities Digital. Today we're going to take a look at Cities Digital's email archiving solution, Magni Mail, as well as take a look at Microsoft Outlook integration and how to place an email into a record series. Let's go ahead and get started. Why would you archive emails? Email has become now more than ever a valid form of documentation. Emails are both communication and documents, documents and files, files and images, depending on your industry. Universal to us all, however, is the need to be able to search, browse, track, and use email attachments effectively. Using Magni Mail brings the power of search, archival, workflow, tracking, and auditing the email now within your existing enterprise content management and document management systems. So what is Magni Mail? Magni Mail automates the work that would be required to monitor, move, categorize, and store email records. Magni Mail delivers detailed configuration options that you need to archive your email records most efficiently in a way that makes sense to you. Laserfiche profile configurations allow you to choose the manner in which your records will be archived by using dynamic file archive locations, document names, and template information to ensure that all of your correspondence is being placed where you want it. Directly integrating with Laserfiche, you can use rules-based archiving with filters to make sure that only the items you want are archived. Attachment handling provides a painless way to file your email attachments separately. Using Magni Mail to archive emails relieves stress on servers with large volumes of email correspondence, allows you to organize and present emails in an easy-to-review format, and automates the process of categorizing and organizing correspondence to user preferences. One of the greatest things about archiving emails through Magni Mail is the automated function that eliminates the majority of the user's interaction with the archival process. The emails are automatically captured, so there are no worries about the email being archived in the wrong location or not being archived at all. Magni Mail is a very robust and easily configurable application that can seamlessly integrate with Laserfiche. It integrates and interacts well with the records management or transparent records management strategies already in place, does not require any installation on workstations, offers the email queue, which allows emails to stack efficiently during high volume times, and we've tested this to upwards of 40,000 emails per day, and archives emails in a non-proprietary format. Incoming and outgoing emails are automatically captured and sent to Laserfiche using Magni Mail. The Magni Mail data queue serves as a buffer between the email server and Laserfiche. This prevents performance issues if there's a large volume of emails being captured and sent to Laserfiche. In the event of a disruption between the email server and Laserfiche, the Magni Mail data queue will continue to capture and archive emails, so there is no break in the capture and archival of your email correspondence. Let's take a look at how to actually use Magni Mail. When a user opens Magni Mail, there'll be a navigation tab at the top of the user interface that allows the users to easily toggle back and forth between different views and tasks. The first tab that we have is the Discovery tab. In the Discovery tab, admin can search for and read archived messages. On the right of the screen is the search pane, where the user can set specific search criteria to filter the archived messages. And to the right is the results pane, where the user can access the messages resulting from the search. As you can see here, not only does Laserfiche interact with Magni Mail to archive important email correspondence, it also closely resembles the user interface and functionality, which allows for a seamless transition between the two applications. Also, much like the Laserfiche client, users have the ability to configure dynamic search results. They can collapse certain criteria to eliminate it from the results. This gives users the ability to easily control and refine their discovery results and locate the correct correspondence that they're looking for. The next tab we have is the Review tab. Here, obviously, you can see a similar interface. Here the user can review messages flagged for keyword violations, or the user can choose to have a percentage of random emails reviewed. Once the flagged emails have been reviewed, the user can click the flag icon on the message to change the status and release the email to the intended recipient. When a flagged message is selected, the message preview will appear on the bottom of the screen with the flagged keyword highlighted, making it easier to review and see what context the keyword was used in. You're also able to hover over the flag icon on the message to review if it was a keyword flag or a random sample flag. Next, we have the Rules tab. MagniMail includes advanced rule design. You may configure MagniMail to block particular email addresses or whole domains. Emails can be configured to archive by client or vendor folder based upon the email address or subject. Attachments may be archived separately to enable use of Laserfiche Workflow or Laserfiche Quick Fields. Many users will define an input email address, such as neworders@mydomain.com, as an input for customers to send new orders. MagniMail will then separate the orders from the email for processing in Laserfiche. When configuring the file path and file name, token values and static text can be used to dynamically name the document. You can choose to file the attachment separately and then configure an alternate file path for the attachments when they are separated. You can also choose which rule sets that will be applied to this profile. When configuring a profile, just select Add Profile and then select either Laserfiche or Network folder. There will be a dialog box that opens, and then you can configure the file name, file path, attachment sets, and rule sets. And again, you can use tokens and static text to configure those different file paths and names. Let's take a look at configuring rule sets. To configure rule sets, select the Add Set Rules, and then from the dialog box, select Add Rule. Then configure the rule information using the validation field, selecting an operator, and the validate using options. And next, you just transfer over to the flagging tab, where you can enable keyword flagging, as well as enable and select a % of random flagging. Lastly, we have our Settings tab. The Settings tab is where individual user access is defined. This is also where keyword violation settings can be defined. To configure a user's permission, simply click on the user's name in the Users panel at the top of the page and select Edit User. A dialog box will pop up, and from there you can allow or deny the user's access to features within MagniMail. Now let's take a look at the Outlook integration that Laserfiche has. As you can see here, the Laserfiche integration is added right to the toolbar in Outlook. Laserfiche offers two ways to import documents from Microsoft Outlook to your repository. You can automatically save selected emails to a default folder, or you can manually save documents and modify their destinations and properties during the import. Let's take a look at the Save to Open folder. In this case, you can see the Open folder has been changed to Save to Testing folder, because on the left you can see that I have the Testing folder open in the Laserfiche client. This way, whichever folder that you're working in the Laserfiche client, you can automatically save your email to. There's also the Save to Default folder option. This is more of an automatic email import, and will send your emails to the default folder specified by your administrator in the admin console using the default email settings configured there. We'll take a look at how to configure those settings in a moment. These options can be configured dynamically. For instance, your administrator could configure Laserfiche to store emails in folders corresponding to the email sender's name. Because these settings determine how the emails will be imported, you can import them with one single click. When manually saving an Outlook email to Laserfiche, you will be prompted to provide certain information about the document. You must provide a name and destination for the new document in Laserfiche. By default, the document will use the subject of the email as its name. You may also provide field and tag information for the document. As you can see, this is a bit more involved process than a single click with the Save to Default folder option. All you have to do to save to Laserfiche is select the Save to Laserfiche button. The dialog box will open and allow you to configure settings for the saved document. You can also just save the attachments to an email from Laserfiche without saving the actual email. Simply click the Save Attachments button in the toolbar and select which attachment you would like to save, and then a dialog box will open, just like when using the Save to Laserfiche button, and allow you to configure the folder path and file name for that specific attachment. Let's look at how to configure the default options for the Save to Default folder. You can select the way the default that an email message is imported from Outlook will be processed. This includes determining how attachments are imported into Laserfiche, whether a distribution list will be created, and the default field data that will be assigned to the email messages. These will be configured in the Laserfiche client in the Options dialog box open from the Tools dropdown. You can also attach a Laserfiche document to an email in Microsoft Outlook. This allows you to send documents from Laserfiche directly from within Outlook while you're creating emails. Simply compose a new email, and then from the Laserfiche tab, select Attach Laserfiche Document. You can attach documents as shortcuts to the document in the repository, which will allow recipients to jump directly to the document in the repository, assuming they have correct entry access rights, or send a copy. When you select the Attach to Laserfiche Document button, the dialog box will appear and allow you to choose which document type you would like to send it as. You can send it as a copy of the document or a link that we spoke about earlier. You can also email directly from Laserfiche using Outlook. Simply right-click the document you wish to email and configure the options such as adding a password or removing the attachments, and then click OK, and then new email with the attached document will pop up. Here we can see the new email with the attached document popped up. Now let's take a look at how to manually place emails into a record series. A record series is a type of folder that can be created either within the root folder of the repository or within another record series. You can use Laserfiche Workflow to route your records to the correct storage location in Laserfiche repository based on either the field values Laserfiche Quick Fields extracts from them or the field values a user manually enters during scanning or import. This alleviates users from having to remember where different types of documents are stored in Laserfiche. It also saves the records manager's time from having to manually store each document themselves. They simply need to configure Laserfiche Workflow to start when you update one of your metadata fields, and it will automatically name and store your records for you. Before placing an email in a record series, it is important to configure the correct retention timelines. This is vital for compliance regulations. To configure the retention schedule, open the Record Folder Properties dialog box. From there, you can configure the retention timeline for the record series in which the archived emails will be placed. If the user archiving emails is familiar with the record series and understands where the email needs to go, and of course has the appropriate permissions, they can simply drag and drop the email directly from their email application into the record series. Due to the configuration on the record series, the template will be auto-filled with the appropriate metadata from the email. You can use Laserfiche Workflow to route your records to the correct storage location in the Laserfiche repository based on either the field values Laserfiche Quick Fields extracts. Another option to get an email archived into a record series would be to utilize Workflow. Many times this option makes more sense, as not all users will have access to the record series to perform a drag and drop, and may not have sufficient knowledge to put the email in the correct folder. This will prevent emails being placed into an incorrect location or not being archived at all. In this example, the workflow is triggered by placing the email into the incoming scans folder, which will trigger the workflow to place the document into the correct record series. Once the email is placed into the correct folder, the field will need to be populated with the appropriate metadata. Then the metadata will need to be filled out for the appropriate template. And there you have the email sorted and archived into the correct record series. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this up to questions. It looks like Brent from Skagit County has quite a few questions. So his first question is, does Magni Mail support all of the retention schedules that the state of Washington has? Yes, and that's correct, they do. So Magni Mail is actually going to archive all of these emails into Laserfiche. So we can actually designate what retention schedules every email will have. The next question, how would the system automate or improve helping gather emails for public disclosure requests. This is one of the reasons this tool was built. It's extremely useful in gathering all of the information necessary for a public records request. So you can more easily sort through maybe client files, maybe doing keyword searches or keyword flags, make it way easier to locate all of the necessary emails that would be required to put in that public disclosure request. The next question, are we able to limit department heads access to only their employees' archived email? Yes, that's correct. We would be able to limit, say, the HR department having access to only the HR employees' emails. And our last question, can we flag for non-disclosable items? Certain emails cannot be seen by the public. Can they be flagged so they're not shown in a search? And yes, they can. We can limit what emails will be shown in that search. And it looks like that is all of our questions for today. Thank you so much for joining me to look through all of our email archiving questions. Please feel free to reach out with any additional questions at email. Thank you.